Hey guys, today I'm going to be replacing the tie rods on the E36 BMW. And before I begin, I wanted to give you a list of tools you would need to help make the process go real smooth and quick for you. If you have all your tools and your parts on hand, I'm guessing it's about 30 minutes to replace both of them out, and then you can take it and get it aligned. Before I start, I would like to give a shout out to a couple of guys in my local area. One of them, his name is Keenan. He can be reached at facebook.com/import Zentrum. I'll put a link on here when I'm ready to edit everything. He can get parts for you. He got me these limb forder replacement boots for the rack, and they come with the replacement bands on both of them. And he can get just about anything factory and or aftermarket for you for your import vehicles. The other guy, his name is Rocco, and he has a fabrication shop. And Rocco, he can be reached here at Level Industries. He has a nice little E30 that I'm hoping to do a video on so you guys can see. Real sharp car, real sharp guy. He really knows his stuff. So shout out to both of those guys. And if you're in the Chattanooga, Tennessee area, you know, Cleveland, Tennessee, Ottawa, Soddy Daisy, Ringgold, Fordo, and even a little further out, Murfreesboro, Knoxville, Nashville. And if I forgot a place, please forgive me, but you get the picture. You know, in the local area, look them up, stop in on them. You know, they may be able to help you out with the parts you need or modifications you may be doing to your car. So big shout out to those guys. Now for the tie rods, the tools you want to have on hand before you start, you want to have your manual for torque specs, nice to have, or you can look it up online. Hammer and a flat blade screwdriver for bending that washer straight, the lock washer. You want to have a 24mm wrench and a 22mm wrench. But if you don't have that, you may be able to get by with a couple of adjustable wrenches such as these here. You want your sockets, most definitely a 17mm, I think, because it's a 17mm on mine, unless they come in different sizes from different manufacturers. So assortment may be good to have assortment on hand. You would have these pliers. I got these CV boot clamp pliers from Advanced Auto Parts. So when you go to put the CV boot on, that clamp right there is what these pliers are for. You may be able to make it work without these specific pliers, but they was only $8, so I went ahead and got them just to have them. You never know, I may do more in the future, so I just went ahead and got them. Let's see, is there anything else I need to let you know about? Yes, this wrench right here, I got this wrench from a bicycle shop. It's 32mm on one end and 36mm on the other end. Now the reason why I got it is because on the tie rod, with this installed on the rack, it's a real tight area right here that a regular wrench will not fit. But this bicycle wrench fits perfectly. It's a 32mm, and it fits perfectly on that end down there that I just showed you. So make sure that you have all your tools and all your parts on hand, and it should go really quick. So at this point, I'm going to go out and get the car up in the air, and we'll start this process. Alright guys, before I pull this wheel off, I wanted to show you the plate that's in the front end. Hey guys, there's a couple other tools I forgot to tell you about. One of them is because I use them all the time, they become second nature to me. That's safety glasses. I always have a pair on. I've had plenty of stuff fall in my eye for not having them, and now it's like, hey, even when I cut the grass, I have them on. The other one, you want a pair of cutters to cut the bands that's on those boots so you can get the boots off. Alright? Just thought I'd let you know. Alright guys, I've already gone through the process, so I'm just going to walk over it with you guys. The first thing I did was I removed the clamps on both ends here. Pretty easy to remove. In actuality, if you grab the end piece of the clamp, if you've ever opened a can of Spam, you just grab the end of it and just roll it back and the clamp comes right off. So once you do that, slide the boot towards the tire, and then this is that little lock washer that I was telling you about. Now that's where it was bent. Now it only goes on one way because there's a little slot or a little indent mark. So I took the screwdriver and actually straightened it out, and then I took that bicycle wrench I showed you guys here, fit right on there like a dream, and it wasn't tight at all, it just came loose. Once I got it loose, I just turned it a couple of times, then I stopped, then I came over here and I broke that nut loose, and I bagged it off a few threads, and then I took my hammer and I hit here, and then it just dropped down. It broke loose and it dropped down. Didn't have to use a pickle fork. You can see these are badly worn. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and remove the tie rod, put the new one in, put the new locking washer on there, put the new boot on the tie rod, put everything in. At this point, what I did was counted the threads, and I have 10 threads there, and that's what I'm going to set the replacement tie rod up for, 10 threads, and lock everything down, and then eventually go get it aligned. So as I said before, it doesn't take any time to replace this, as long as you have all your equipment in advance. You can get in and get it done. So let me go ahead and get it done. Okay guys, I had to put my jack up under the tie rod there because the ball joint was rotating and the nut wouldn't come all the way off. So I had to apply just a little pressure to prevent that ball joint from spinning around, and it came right off. Okay guys, a couple of things I want to show you. I threaded the tie rod on, got it tight, and then I bent that washer over like I was telling you there. So now I'm going to slide the boot on in its place and put the band on it here, and at this end, did I show you that good enough? I'm going to put this on, put the band on it here. I'm going to come back here, slide this into place and put the band on it here, and then I'm going to adjust the threads to 11 threads I had out here, and jam nut everything down. What else was that? Yes, the two nuts. The little small one was the original one, which is a 16 millimeter, and then on the new tie rod it came with a 17 millimeter nut. I do not know if the thread pitch is the same. I'm just putting everything new on the front, so I'm going to go with this right here. So, and also, see how floppy that is? That is so loose. They're not supposed to be like that, and it moves in and out. And I do believe that's why the front end had that little play in it when I showed you the wheel movement. So pretty much, guys, that's pretty much it. Put that on, jam nut, and then reconnect it here to the steering arm, and make sure the length is correct, and then I move on to the other side. So pretty much, if you can do one side, you can do the other. It is very, very easy to do. Safety first. Chalk the tires, jack it up, put your jack stands under the subframe part of it, or under the frame of the car, and take your wheels off and get at it. It can be done within 30 minutes if you take no breaks. So pretty much that's it, and more videos to come. So until the next video. Okay guys, I'm all done. Little note, make sure that you place a jack up under here and jack up on it and put a little pressure on it so you can tighten this down to 33 foot-pounds. If you don't do that, you run the chance of stripping this nut out like I did. Just so happened I kept the old nuts. Also, behind this boot, you can see the teeth on the rack itself, and it had grease in it. So I went ahead and packed it with some more wheel bearing grease, and then I put everything together. So as of now, everything is complete, and I'm going to put the wheels on it and drive it around the block to give it a test drive. There we go. Until the next video.